This is Luke Paulson, the Catholic Conservative, and welcome to the News of the Week for January 1st, 2022. And if you enjoy these videos, do not forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe for more. It was not long ago that this happened.
I'm going to say one thing. Trump.
Now this happened.
Merry Christmas and let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
One got cheers and applause from the fake news. The other was a vulgar attack and grounds for insurrection. I think that there might be a wee bit of a double standard here. Either way, freedom of speech means that you get to say whatever you want, but I have the freedom to stop watching your movies. The CDC is reducing the time that someone needs to be confined as a result of the China virus. From the over-the-top 2 weeks, it is down to just 5 days. Granted, that is still too long, and we must continue to resist until the time is down to being asymptomatic. Even if someone does have the flu, the government should not be mandating that someone be confined to their home. The damage may have already been done, but that does not mean that we must surrender. Imagine suing a newspaper for libel, but the same newspaper gets access to your private communications, including those with your lawyer, and then publishes them. That is what the New York Times did to Project Veritas. Operation Mockingbird is in full swing. Now a judge has ordered all memos to be returned and for the New York Times to take down articles associated with them. Let us not forget that this all started because the Democrats had to use fraudulent ends to get Ilhan Omar into office.
Numbers don't lie. Wawjeedaan gaarigaygu waa buuxaa. Waxaas waa absent ballot salka yaala. Soo ma jeedin. Fiiri, waxaas oo dhan soo ma jeedin. Waa buuxaa gaarigayga. Waa buuxa yaala. Waxaas kullu waa Jamaal Cusmaan way. Fiiri. 300 clear maanta soo dhacday oo Jamaal Cusmaan.
If they use this for a mere Senate seat, imagine what they would do to put Brandon in office. It was not long ago that a man right here in America was denied a monoclonal antibody treatment because he was Caucasian.
Texas Infusion Hotline, this is Dominique. How can I help you?
Hi, Dominique. I'm just calling. Is it true that you're not giving monoclonal antibody infusions to white people?
No, that's not true at all.
Right. So a friend of mine was down there trying to get a monoclonal antibody infusion, and he was refused because he was not Hispanic or African American. They told him that they were only serving...
Okay, so there's eligibility criterias that we go by, and African American and Hispanic are high-risk ethnicity groups, so that would be a qualifier.
Every other week there seems to be a story from a socialist country in which someone is denied treatment by the government. In Australia, where they have no way to stand up against a tyrannical government, things are going wrong. You have seen officers beat the life out of people for denying mandatory confinement. Now some doctors in Australia want to refuse life-saving treatments because the people are unvaccinated, and some doctors in America as well. Combine this with Sweden's chip, and we have a recipe for disaster. I reported last week that Canada made it illegal for anyone to counsel someone out of gender transition. This means that any preacher could potentially be arrested for defending the sanctity of God's design. Now this country wants to do the same for those who defend the unborn. Like most laws that hinder freedom and harm the marginalized, it started with the best of intentions. It started with paid sick leave for government employees, but at the same time, anyone who blocks access to health care can be arrested. The bill does not mention those who try and save children from being executed, but that is how it will be enforced. How soon until this comes to America as well? The Brandon administration has been implementing regulation after regulation for no good reason at all. People have been fired for denying the shot, and Brandon's mandates have been brought to court. Now Brandon is realizing that he cannot just shut down the virus.
Say is, I'm going to shut down the virus, not the country. I'm not going to shut down the country. I'm going to shut down the virus. I'm going to shut down the virus. I'm going to shut down the virus. I'll shut down the virus, not the economy. I'm going to shut down the virus. Once we shut down the virus, I'm going to shut down the virus. I'm going to shut down the virus. I'm not going to shut down the country, but I'm going to shut down the virus.
And the solution has to be done on the state level.
No federal solution. This gets solved at a state level. I'm looking at Governor Sununu on the board here. He talks about that a lot. And it ultimately gets down to where the rubber meets the road, and that's where the patient is in need of help.
What a solution! We have 50 laboratories of freedom, and we get to see which regulations stop the virus and which do not. Granted, no regulation has stopped it, but I digress. Ghislaine Maxwell has been found guilty on 5 counts of child trafficking. This is wonderful news, except for one thing. As I understand it, she was not allowed to sing like a canary. I would much rather have caught every single one of her clients. Thus, as I understand it, she was forced to fall on her own sword to save her clients, who have doubtless found another source. Rittenhouse's trial was covered live the entire time. Why was there so much media silence over such an important case? I bet a lot of executives had something to lose if they covered the proceedings accurately. Facebook employs teams of independent fact-checkers that are officially and legally unassociated with Facebook proper. When I posted an image similar to this, it was taken down. Officially, because red ants and black ants will always fight. The real reason that it was taken down is because it shows what the media has been doing. Dividing us against one another rather than coming against our common enemy. When Stossel introduced a lawsuit in regards to them censoring his videos on global warming, the group in question only opposed small details, even though he stated in his video that man-made climate change was real. They objected to the lack of catastrophism in his videos. I encourage you to go and watch the videos on his channel for yourself. As a result of all of this, Facebook was forced to admit that they do not employ fact-checkers so much as they employ opinion editors. Governor Noem of South Dakota has proposed a bill banning men from competing in women's sports. The inspiration for this bill was a man who failed repeatedly while on a men's swim team, but transitioned to a woman and is now dominating. A lifetime of testosterone-induced changes cannot be undone with a simple surgery. All Governor Noem is doing is following the science. To add additional fuel to the fire, she has kept her state open rather than let it be locked down over the China virus. And because people are able to exercise, get sunshine, and see their loved ones, they are healthier. The same things that have worked for years, yet somehow she is anti-science. While I do have a second channel on YouTube, Catholic Conservative 2, I have not been keeping up with it as I should. I am starting to think it does not matter, because if I am taken off of YouTube, my backup channel will be taken the next day. Therefore, I will not be posting any of my main content there. but I will be leaving directions on where to find me on other platforms. I know it seems obvious to most people, but some of these newer platforms are not as user-friendly. I think I might have already come across some trouble on TikTok. Either way, I will continue to post to YouTube as long as I can. Maybe I'm just blowing smoke, maybe I'm completely off my rocker, but that is just my opinion. And if you enjoyed this content, do not forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe for more. And also don't forget to follow me on social media.